All right, guys, welcome to an episode of Bourbon Forage Fishing. I'm going to teach you guys how to actually catch more salmon and steelhead fishing, bank fishing, specifically in Washington State. And one of the biggest tools you have is this guy right here. It's called a computer. And on this computer, you're going to want to go to Washington Department of Fish and Game, right? WDFW, right here. Boom, there's their website. Fishing and Sell Fish. You want to go to Fishing and Stocking Reports. You want to go to Fish Counts. Hatchery Escapement Reports, guys. Hatchery Escapement. So important. Okay, so you have, going back years and years and years and years, Hatchery Escapement Reports. And this is clearly, obviously, for salmon and steelhead fishing. Let's do this year, actually. Let's just go what we want to do. So let's say you live near a river. You want to figure out, when should I go fishing? Well, you can go back. Actually, let's go historical. We can go, let's say we go back last year. Here, look, I've been looking at some. October 24th. Fall Chinook on the Issaquah Hatchery, okay? Issaquah Creek Hatchery. I've never been there. I don't know anything about it. But if I were to go there, I would be keeping an eye on this stuff here. So this tells us how many fish have gone into the system, into the hatchery. And this tells us the date, the last date recorded. Okay? That's 10/23, right? So we can go back. Actually, we go back. That was this one. It's better to do it like this. So this is the 3rd of October. Issaquah Creek, 4,700. That's measured on 9/26. Okay. So good amount of fish come in between the 9/23 and 9/26 and 10/23. See that? That's what? 4,000 fish. Okay. So we can break down and figure out when these runs, October, September, when these runs are, let's look here, when these runs are really starting to pop. Okay, Issaquah Creek, 2,700, 918. Okay, so here we've got it figured out. 2,700 have come into Issaquah Hatchery, reported about 9/18. The next report is 9/24, and we've got 4,700. So that's 2,000 that come in between 9/24 and 9/18. So we're going to call that somewhere close to the peak. We'll call that the peak of the run. Is between, we'll go a couple days before that. We'll say 9/15 to 9/24. 9/15 to 9/24. This is our October calendar. Oh, I got the October calendar. I got to get the fucking September, October. So we got our calendar. Okay. We got our calendar for the year. So if I got a physical calendar, I'm going to write down here, peak run, Issaquah Creek. What do we say? The 15th, 14th? Maybe we'll start here. Maybe we got our weekends off. Peak run starts here. We're going to write this down the 14th. And we're going to come through, what, the 26th? So maybe we're going to include this weekend, 29th. I'm going to write down Chinook salmon, peak run. They're going to be coming in the 13th through the 28th or 29th. Issaquah Creek, if I'm fishing it. This is where I want to get in at the peak run for fishing, right? So this is when I know the fish are pouring in. This is how you catch a lot of fish, more fish, is you get in. It's about timing with salmon fishing. It's all about timing. You get in when the runs are hot, right? Okay. So I'll go through it again and show you guys where to find this. You get a WDFW fishing, right? Click on it. Fish stocking and reports. Fish counts. Hatchery escapement reports. Boom. There you are. That's how you're going to get yourself in and around and near salmon. When they're running. I mean, the salmon fishing is like 90% timing. Salmon and steelhead fishing are like 90% timing. It's all about timing. So this is the best resource you can have. And once you get figured out when the runs are on various years, you can get a feel for when to go up, the following year or the previous year. Now, this is all going to change very slightly from year to year, but it's basically gives you an idea of when and where to get into your favorite hatcheries. And of course, if you're fishing from the bank, it's always going to be beneficial, and we'll do a different separate video on this, but it's always going to be beneficial to fish the bank as far upriver as you can. You want to fish the smallest water possible, right? So when it comes to fishing big water, boats have the advantage. There's no doubt about it. But when it comes to fishing small water, bank fishermen actually have the advantage. And you can actually catch more fish higher up in smaller water systems than guys on boats can. It's totally doable. So I want to see you guys get out there and catch lots of fish and have a good time doing it. So thank you for watching this episode. Leave a comment down below. Let me know if you knew about this, if this helps you, and let me know if you have any success or are able to figure anything out. It does take a while to figure out how it's how the numbers work and stuff like that, because it's state ran, so it's garbage. But you at least should be able to garner some valuable information and get into, like I said, get into the systems when it's peak run time. Peak run. You want to get in there at peak run.